answer your questions on the sleep pattern and food pattern.
I have two questions. One is regarding to food. Sometimes I feel I want to transcend food and stop eating, like living.
You want to trust?
Yeah, no. It's no need for eat food because sometimes I feel
See,
food.
actually, no. It is a science. Actually, you can reduce your food intake even for 80%, 90%. But you have to do it properly with that meditation process. There is a Nirahara Samyama process. It is possible. It is freely available in the website. You can go to Be Food Free. 5,700 people have taken that initiation and practiced it. Study that and do it. Because there, very systematically we have given how to start step by step, increase the kriya and decrease the food. You will not lose weight. Your weight will become balanced. You will not feel anemic. You will not feel tired. Many people came out of having this anemia problem and diabetes, everything, through this Nirahara Samyama. Do it very properly, because you may have to complete with your food pattern. You may have to do all the completion. I myself lived, I can say, almost 9 years without having regular food. Like 1 week I'll have 2 roti. Not that I want to fast. This just happened. I came back to the normal diet only in 2006. I came back to normal diet and then again gave a break after 2010. For quite a long time I gave a break, and 2013 I assumed again the regular routine of eating. Now I usually I take 2 meals. Once, at least 3 days a week, I go for 1 meal. But there is no restriction. I don't keep something like a restriction. If some VIP comes and I have to eat with them, I eat like that.
Swamiji, I did the Nirahara and I had more than 40 food allergens and most of them were gone. I eat whenever I want to eat and I sleep whenever I want to sleep. A lot of patterns got broken.
This science is basically from Shivagama, and Mahadeva describes this science. He goes to the extreme of never eating. He gives, see, the whole thing, if it is practiced, in 1 year of practice, you will end up removing 80% of the food need, and by 2nd year of the practice, you will remove 100% food need. Just you can go without food. And nothing wrong will happen to your body. So we have a lot of thorough research done on this whole Nirahara Samyama and documentation. Not a single wrong effect or bad effect. We were able to discover. Wealth, food, sleep, health.
Because I have a question.
All the 4 you can ask question now.
I have the question related to the wealth actually. See, like I see the conflicts basically. I see sometimes as a spendthrift, and I see sometimes as a kind of overspending. I'm not able to judge like how this thing, like I can say like, okay, the spending wise and this thing.
Luxury is the punishment you give it to yourself. Whether you have money or not, living with minimal things is one of the greatest powerful way of living, where your mind, your body is living in an ultimate way. It can reinvent itself. It can reinvent itself. So why don't you catch this principle? Automatically this whole spendthrift problem will disappear. That is one. Even with this spendthrift problem, the pattern it triggers, like a insecurity, all other patterns, relieve it, it will solve the issue. Relieve the patterns, complete it, it will solve the issue. Yes, go ahead.
So when you are talking about the Nirahara Samyama plus this today's worksheet of this food, sleep and health, I felt everything was interconnected. So when I did my Nirahara Samyama, the first thing was that I felt very light. And
how long you did?
I did only the 11 days, 21 days, not like
Oh,
a long
totally.
period.
I think that comes to something like 1 month.
Yes, like
One-
that.
1 month
So,
Nirahara Samyama.
but I had repeated 1 or 2 times. I felt so energetic and healthy, light, and very nice. And not only that, it also had a connection with the sleep pattern, my craving pattern, my health pattern. Everything was from there. Like so, my sleep reduced. And my craving strongly reduced, and my health, I think I had the issues in the lower digestion and things like that. So that was no problem.
Swamiji, the other question is about sleep. I feel very I have a lot of laziness.
I can first, when the subject came, I'll explain. The way you are supposed to sleep, as per the tradition of the Siddhas, and even Mahadeva gives instruction. Please understand, the left hand under the head, always left side. You see, Ranganatha is sleeping right side because he is in a different space. But ordinary human beings have to sleep only in the left side. The human body, left side, this way, because this breathing and this breathing will be balanced, and you will have such quick digestion. If you lie down on the left, Mahadeva also gives instruction, and there are at least 2 Siddhas where I referred. Siddha literature gives references. Always sleep left, having some pillow between both the knees. Some pillow or something disconnecting the knees. That's the best way to sleep.
Keep the hand underneath?
Yes, hand underneath, left side, and disconnecting both the knees. Both knees should not be touching each other. Either a pillow or some, whatever you wanted to put, some thick blanket, cloth or something, and separate both the knees.
Because I also want to sleep little time, but to be really rest and high.
Actually, if you complete with all your sleep-related boredom, tiredness pattern, you may not need more than 2-3 hours. A healthy human being, I'll call us just 4 hours sleep. Whoever has just 4 hours sleep, I'll call them as a healthy human being.
Swamiji, while on sleep, which direction is
Other than north, anything is okay. Don't put your head on the north. Anything is okay. It is just Mahadeva mentions in Kamigagama, and some of the Siddhas say that north, don't put your head.
Swamiji, a question about this current health belief. You come up with false beliefs about your health. I'm a physician. I treat people for alcohol detox and pain medication detox. So I'm constantly treating people who have pain. Now I've started thinking for last 6 months, I bring that negative energy at home, and I have this back pain for last 4 years. Now my daughter started having this pain.
Okay, first I'll heal you that. Second, complete how the other's words immediately you try to put it on you. There is actually called doctor syndrome something. In medical schools, whenever the subject is taught, all the students will have the same problem. Have you heard about it?
Yes.
That same thing, because they will be, see, when it comes to psychological problem, you will always think your mother-in-law has this problem, your daughter-in-law has this problem, your father-in-law has this problem, your husband has this problem. But when it comes to physiological thing, you will always check whether do I have this problem. It's the mind. When others utter certain words, just see how it is affecting you, and complete with it, you will be free from this problem.
So my root pattern has to do with food and my mother, and also like a lot of money problems at that time. So I did Nirahara Samyama in the temple, and then in the cruise I did the Samyama. And my mother is a very big influence in my life because there's a very strong connection with her. So when I went back to San Jose, then she was first of all incomplete about my going to the cruise in the first place. And then she saw me on FaceTime, and then she was like screaming at me that, why are you looking so thin? I didn't give you food in the cruise. And then I wanted to, and I took blessings from you to continue the Samyama. I got so shaken up that I thought, oh my gosh, she'll fall into incompletion, she'll fall sick. And I said, I can't do this because, and then I completely dropped that idea.
Maybe just to complete with that, the way you dropped, do once Nirahara Samyama.
Okay.
See, I am not insisting you should always be Nirahari, but it is a very powerful way to heal your physical and pattern level problems of food.
Okay.
You can use this like a medical care, medical attention. I also want to start a Nirahara Samyama hospital itself. Like this hospital where they will come and rest for 10 days or 15 days or 21 days, go through Nirahara Samyama. And even the Jain Agamas talk elaborately about this Nirahara Samyama. They talk in the language of fasting, but Nirahara Samyama is not actually fasting. It is changing the source of energy.
Swamiji, I had done Nirahara the Samyama in 2013 May IE, and after that I continued it for 4 months. But after that a lifestyle has become between myself and my husband that will live only on juices and raw food till evening. And we have one dinner in the evening. And literally now it is that if you get a body smell, you cannot eat food. So I have to start eating raw. Here also I will take non-spicy food, something that is raw, because the body gives me a smell which I cannot stand anymore. And the quantity of food is going down so drastically. Like even if we three go
That's
to
wonderful.
a place to eat, one roti we share between the three of us. And wheat quantity, we every year fill up 50 kilos. We have not used even 25 kilos last year. So wheat is going out of our house, and now we use only organic wheat. But the food intake, everything has changed. Literally, you feel uncomfortable if you are not eating raw or drinking raw. Whole lifestyle just changes after Nirahara Samyama.
Swamiji, I have a beautiful experience to share. In NSP in Chennai, in Dhanasri Engineering College. Yeah. In Dhanasri Engineering College, the NSP, when it was held, it was one of the big NSP that you had held. And there I remember you had done one overnight
Meditation. Castle body, Karana Sarira Dhyana.
But I want to share something, Swami, and need your continuous blessings. That after that, sincerely doing it, you had said that up to dawn you do it, and up to 4 o'clock I was awake and meditating, along with a group of so many of them, I still remember. After that, I never had a sleep pattern. I can sleep any time, and that...
Actually, one process, there is a process called Karana Sarira process. It's from Taittiriya Upanishad. One night, that process is enough, will liberate you from any sleeping pill disorder or having too much of sleep, chronic fatigue, everything you will be free. I have seen that happening literally for anybody who goes through that process.
So now with this inner awakening, I think it should become stronger.
Tatastu. Good.
So, how to practice Yoga Nidra?
Yoga Nidra. It is just completion with the sleep patterns. That will take care of Yoga Nidra. So anybody else has any question on these 4 patterns? Wealth, money, health, sleep, food. Please pick up the mic.
Swamiji, you said, is it left side for men and right side for women?
No. Only left side for anybody.
Anybody.
All gender. See, Hinduism recognizes 10 genders.
Yes.
Male body, female body, male body but psychologically female, female body but psychologically male, and there are some more descriptions.
Right.
Descriptions, very detailed descriptions.
Right.
On 10 genders, and finally transcendental gender, enlightened master's body.
Oh.
Enlightened master's body is a separate physiology described. And their physiology doesn't work like a normal male or a female or a gay or a lesbian, nothing. Right. The body gets into a totally, the physiological, psychological mutation happens. It works in a totally different functionality. Yes. So transcendental gender. Okay. So totally 10 genders are recognized in Vedic tradition. Right. All 10 genders. Sleeping way is same, left. Separate both the knees.
Pillows.
With a pillow.
And Swamiji,
pillow or blanket, anything.
Yeah. Swamiji, another problem I have is because I travel a lot, with the time pattern and all that, like
It is just if you do little completion. See, I used to travel 100,000 miles a year,
right.
100,000 kilometers on road.
Yes.
I always actually forgot sleeping in a stable place.
Okay.
If the room is not moving, I feel like, oh, something is wrong. Only if it is on the air or on the moving, on the road, I feel okay, everything is okay.
Right.
But I tell you, it's a simple mind and the pattern. Complete with it. Where it starts, see. Why there is a resistance for movement.
Okay.
And complete with it, you will be free.
Wow. Because Swamiji, this is so much for IT people. This is the biggest problem, and jet lag.
Simple completion is enough. As these people who lived around me, see, 8:30, I land in US or Canada. By evening, after flying 24 hours,
Right.
9 o'clock I will be there in the satsang.
Wow.
Straight I will drive from the airport
Wow.
to the satsang hall. In the satsang hall green room, I will just wash the face and put my vibhuti and come and sit. That's only makeup. Vibhuti and kumkum.
Yeah.
And put my rudrakshas and come and sit there for satsang.
Wow.
I lived and still live like that.
Okay.
Even now, when I go for public darshan, the darshan starts, evening 8 o'clock I will start darshan. Now I am having program in Pondicherry.
Right.
Night 8 o'clock I will start darshan. Darshan may go up to midnight, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. From immediately after that I will start and go to Tiruvannamalai. After going to Tiruvannamalai I won't sleep. Because I have a vow, I will always go around Arunachala hill, only then go to bed.
Wow.
By the time I go to bed, it will be morning 6 o'clock. Means I will go and take bath and put vibhuti. The moment sun rises, I have to do the puja.
Okay.
I will do my puja and attend to whatever need to be attended, waiting devotees, morning satsang, finish and drive to Bangalore.
But Swamiji, what
See, your resistance for movement can be completed.
Okay.
Resistance for movement is not necessary
Okay.
for your survival and for your healthy living.
Okay. Okay. I think
Day in and day out, I lived like this life.
Okay.
And even now, when I start the tours and the yatras, pilgrims, I do this.
Okay.
And I enjoy it.
Swamiji,
Many times I plan to come by drive from Bangalore to Varanasi. And these guys force me sometime, oh, no time, no date, so I fly.
Right.
But between once I did it also.
Okay.
Just by drive.
Wow.
Driving, and on the way wherever we find place, we will just stop in some roadside farmhouse or dabas, vegetarian dabas, and we have our own way of cooking.
Yes.
Cook and eat, take bath, do puja, again start driving.
I think I have created a lot of resistance to that. And I think movement.
I think sit and see when your body is moving during sleep, what all the uncomfort or irritation patterns are coming up. Okay. Just relive that. Even if you don't find the source, just that very experience consciously relive.
Okay.
How you feel irritated, bored, being disturbed, and pulled, pushed, and all that. Just
that'll be good.
Relive.
Yes.
The whole problem will be solved.
Thank you.
Actually, if you relive while you are on the flight, that will lead to a meditation. On the flight, if you just relive the fear of the turbulence, going up, down, everything, you will just be free.
Wow.
It will become a meditation.
I've been trying to meditate on the flight, but
How will you meditate? When there is incompletion.
Yes. Thank you, Swami.
Come to the kitchen side. Actually, during my childhood, I never know what is dreaming also. Never know what is even headache also. Nowadays, I'm getting a lot of headache and also dreaming.
I think, no, I think you had a yoga prashta birth. Means past itself, in the last janma itself, you have done a lot of yoga. Now, complete with this dream on this pattern of headache by reliving it. See, headache means when you feel headache, don't give the title headache to it. Just see what is going on there and relive. You will see it will collapse, it will melt down. It will simply melt down. Get out of this and at least 2-3 nights sit, and whenever you have a dream, first dream, second dream, it will always be lucid. Means you will know the dream is happening.
Yes, yes.
So at that moment itself try to relive. By third dream only you will be asleep and dream will be taking over you. It will become more powerful. But first dream, second dream, you will know you are dreaming. Relive those moments, dreams will disappear.
Okay.
It will just disappear.
Again also, while initiating sleeping, I used to take maybe half an hour, 1 hour. Now because I'm professional also, always the night calls will be coming. And then again, very difficult to sleep again.
See, this posture will, and I will give you one more simple pranayama. Listen, in Kumbhakapatati, Mahadeva describes, this technique will put you into sleep within 5 minutes. And I have applied this on so many people who never get sleep for 10 years, that sleeping disorders for 12 years and all. In 3 minutes they are asleep. Listen, inhaling 4 count. You can chant Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Hold, without using the finger. Hold 7. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. And then exhale through mouth. Inhale through nose, keeping your mouth tight, closed. Hold just by the mental power, not by holding the hands. Exhale through mouth, 8 count. 4, 7, 8. But in the Kumbhakapatati, 47th Kumbhaka is this. Very clearly Mahadeva describes 4, 7, 8 is the count. You can do either 1, 2, 3, 4 in the mind, or you can do Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Any mantra you use, but this is the ratio. 4 inhaling, 7 holding, 8 exhaling through mouth. Simply you will fall asleep.
How many times you have to do that?
Just do it 4 or 5 times. By the time you will not be there to do it. You will be sleeping.
Okay, thank you.
Do it by 4th, 5th time. I can tell you, never anybody will be able to do 10 times. By the time you will be asleep. It's one of the most powerful process I found useful for so many people. Whenever I lie down, it will be just only the time of switching off. Nothing more. Tuck. I'll be there.
I can ask you one of each, like with food. I mean, I remember one of my earliest memories is my mom force feeding me. And she'd always say to me, oh, you used to vomit all the time. You used to vomit all the time. And then it's like, yeah, I used to vomit because you forced me to eat, right? And now my issue with food, like people are seeing the way I eat right now. I'm eating all raw right now. And I go through months and months raw, then I eat cooked. I have this binge eating problem that when I start eating cooked food, like rice and stuff, I can't stop. I'm like an alcoholic. And it's like, abusing myself with eating, and then I don't want to be fat. So I abuse myself with exercise. And I have this thing, I only feel like I'm good enough for my mother when I eat like this, because this is the only word I got of you're good, is when I would eat like a pig. Yet I have this struggle in my mind that I don't want to be, a fat Portuguese lady. That's a typical stereotype. So I'm always struggling with binge eating or then restricting too much. It's all, and I've spoken to a lot of friends of mine, a lot of females have eating disorders. They don't want to speak about it. It's too shameful. I don't know. Probably we all have eating disorders here. I don't know. But I just want to know if there's something you can tell us to deal with this emptiness that I fill myself with, right?
First thing, the initial food patterns which you spoke now, your mom force feeding you and then making you believe you vomit, complete with them, relive them and complete them. That itself will bring so much of relief from this idea of feeling vomiting and all that.
I don't remember them. This is just what she
Whatever
said.
you remember now, if you don't remember, then forget about it. The impact of that is not there in your physiology. But whatever you remember, relive them, that will sort out so much.
Well, I just know that I vomit because when we have children, my daughter, when I would feed her too much, she'd puke. And then my mom was always telling me, you're always vomiting, you're always vomiting. So I'm kind of just figured it out myself.
I understand.
But now, now I don't vomit. I just binge. I binge, and then I exercise. I run marathons. You know, there's no balance.
See, running is no way something wrong. Exercising is no way something wrong. And the eating as your body wants, maybe if you are given the title, it's eating disorder, at least dig out what all the patterns you remember relating to food. And I also want to tell you, the wrong concepts of eating disorder has been taught as if almost everyone who self-diagnoses will feel they have eating disorder. Finally, end of the day, I'll only say one thing. Pick up the patterns you have about your eating, and whatever makes you feel powerless, complete with them, and try one Nirahara Samyama, whole thing will be balanced.
Well, and that's exactly what it is. It's the patterns of feeling alone and isolated and anxious and lonely.
I think
feeling and
complete,
feeling.
No, complete even with that pattern. Instead of feeling, complete with that pattern. You'll be free. Understand? So, one Nirahara Samyama will balance you. Will just balance you.
And like I fasted. I fasted 21 days on water only, twice, for this thing, trying to.
I know what I am saying.
But Nirahama is different, right?
Nirahara is different because you are supposed to be doing certain kriyas. Nirahara is not fasting. It is changing the source of your food.
Okay, now with sleeping, I'm good with 5 hours of sleep. I'm good. I can function. He would sleep 12 hours a day if he could, and that causes problems. Because you know, by the time 10 o'clock comes around, like even when we're here, we never get to talk. I want to talk. And he can sleep forever. What suggestions you give on about sleeping?
No, what I am saying, you can sit and dig out what you are trying to avoid by sleeping. You are trying to move away from something by sleeping. And what? Maybe boredom about life or tiredness. Just dig out those patterns and complete. This will become all right. I may not say 10 hours is normal. I may not want to say 10 hours sleep is a healthy lifestyle.
The what sleep?
Healthy lifestyle.
The what sleep? 10 hours.
10 hours. 10 hours may not be a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. My last question on wealth. I grew up with parents, European immigrants. There was always a sense of lack. I'm okay with wealth. I'm always saying the universe will provide. Don't worry, it'll be okay. I'm with a man who's always, you're spending on here, you're spending on this. He's making me anxious about wealth. So he has obviously inherited this from his parents, has accepted it. So it's a lot. I have to be around him, right? And it affects me. It just sucks me dry. It's this attitude of lack. I'm sure a lot of Europeans, immigrants have
Please understand. No.
attitude of lack.
Attitude of lack is one of the important pattern you have to complete. And maybe the concepts, ideas you inherited about poverty are the strong belief you established inside you that you are going to be poor forever.
That's my father.
That need to be completed.
I'm okay with money. I'm always thinking the universe will provide. I'll be okay. Money comes, money goes.
No,
And it does.
These are consolations, not completion. You have to catch those incidents and relive. By reliving, making them powerless over you.
Who is
and help
really,
him to
really,
relive,
really, really
help
worried.
him to complete, that's all. After all, he's here and he's ready for completion. Come on. That's it.
I hope so.
Swamiji, I have the same kind of things that Victoria goes through. With money, I was always told by my father that you have to work so hard, dollar per dollar. He says, I always did everything dollar per dollar because I saved my money.
So to tell you honestly, our fathers and grandfathers were facing the period of world wars.
Yeah.
Understand? So, all the resources were sucked in killing others. So, all countries were poor, whether so-called developed or undeveloped or any countries. It is now this generation. Actually, I can ask, how many of you guys have suffered even for food when you were young? I should raise my hand first. Yes. My father and our mother, both of them has to work. See, originally they were from a decent family, but both of them did not retain the wealth. So now only we are moving. The whole globe itself is moving. You understand? But you don't need to carry on that pattern from your grandfather and transmit it to your father, which is no more relevant to this present world.
But in my mind, like for example, coming to IA, if I didn't have that money in the bank to come to IA, I don't feel like it could have happened for me. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it'll come out of thin air, the money. So in my mind...
No, I'm not saying you should believe it will come out of thin air, but all I am trying to tell, complete with that idea that you have to earn from dollar to dollar. That stress connected to money implanted in you, you need to dig it out.
And then I also go through the fact that if I have money in the bank, I'm happy because it's like a security. And then every time I spend money, it hurts me to spend the money. Like to come to IA, you know, I had to do it a little step at a time, putting a deposit because I didn't want that number on the bank statement to go down. It was affecting me. But it was a big thing out of my comfort zone.
So first thing, now sit and dig out the pattern of your father, what he made you believe about money, and go through, relive it. It is neither true nor false. It is irrelevant. He was right at that time. Now it is irrelevant. Complete it.
Thank you.
That will solve so many issues.
And then I have another...
See, any idea your parents gave you about money need to be completed. Need to be completed.
And then about food, I have the same problem about food. Like when we were little, I just can see my kitchen table. We had to sit at the kitchen table until we finish all the food on the plate. And then sometimes, you know, my sister and I, we would sneak the food into the garbage and put paper towels over top. So
I think even about this you have to complete.
Yeah.
Any pain and stress created related to food, you have to complete.
Yeah. And then the last question is sleep. I have you know, even today we were late for satsang, but I couldn't wake up.
I tell you guys, the patterns taught to you by your elders along with food stays with you forever. Even now I tell you, I cannot eat unless I give it to the people who are sitting with me. Because my grandfather told, if you eat without giving it to others, you will have stomach pain. And I am an incarnation now, and I am enlightened and reached that space, and nothing can touch me. But even now, I will not, and I will see to it that people who are around me are always given something. And I see, actually once I thought, I can give out of my love, but not because my grandfather said. And then I completed with that and dropped it. Now I have decided, okay, I will keep it as the symbol of love, not because grandfather said, but even then, I have to complete with it. Understand? So whatever your elders teach you, which is connected to food, stays in your system for quite a long time.
And with sleep, I have a problem waking up in the morning. Like I always have to snooze all the time, like press snooze. And so, and I'm noticing that in my daughter, she has the same kind of thing. Very
Just
gross.
simple completion with what you are trying to avoid by sleeping.
Yeah.
Just look in. Maybe you don't feel interested, you don't find something interesting to do when you wake up.
Yeah.
So look in. What is it that tiring you and boring you, putting you back to the bed? Complete with that. This will be solved.
And the last question, health. So I'm a nurse, and I never had anybody in my family like be sick, or I wasn't really sick when I was young. But my father-in-law passed away a few years ago, 2012, and I feel like it ignited in me like a fear that now any ache I feel or any feeling I feel in my body, oh, something might happen to me. And then 3 women at my children's school suddenly died of cancer following my father-in-law's death. So it's like anxiety.
Again, it is just you trying to connect the unconnected incidents and creating a shaft. Complete it.
Thank you.
Swamiji,